I think I get a note to go to the athletic director's office. And so I'm sitting in the office, and he's like, you know, your cheerleading coach has been telling me a lot of things about you and how you've just been disrespectful and you don't like any of your teammates and you're blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting here like, you ain't got nothing else to do. Don't you run a whole football team? Like, why are you worried about what this one cheerleader is doing? Like she had to go like through hoops to go and try to get me suspended. I feel like I was probably the first cheerleader in history to get suspended because I ain't never heard nobody getting suspended like that before. This video, story time, is going to be about the time I got suspended from cheerleading. This was back, I think I was a sophomore, junior. I was a sophomore in high school. I was a sophomore and I made varsity cheerleading, and that was like a big deal back then because most of the time they just wanted upperclassmen on varsity. So I guess they had just started letting people, letting the sophomores make varsity, like if you were good enough. And so I had made varsity, and I was a sophomore. I had a Letterman jacket. I thought I was cool, whatever. And it was me and my two best friends, and they we were like the Three Musketeers. Like, we just always got in trouble for like everything. Like, I don't know why we were so like, I don't want to say we were bad, but we would just be in our own world. Like, we were just always doing something. We were always singing, always dancing, and we often got in trouble a lot. So at this time, I don't want to say I was a bully, because if you know me, you know that I have no filter. Like, I talk shit like all day. Like, that's just what I do, and I can't help it. I've just always been that way. I think the first whooping I ever got was because I cussed out my uncle when I was 2. So it's just like, I mean, I'm not bragging, but if you know me and my personality, then it doesn't surprise you. So of course I got in trouble for something I said. I don't even remember what I said, but I think at the time I was going through a lot at home. Stuff that I was going through at home, I would come to school and take it out on other people, like typical bullies do. So it was this one group of girls. They were seniors on the cheerleading team, and like all the seniors, like, they just did not like us. Besides Ashara. Ashara was in that group. I mean, she wasn't in that group because she was cool, because she had a younger sister who was my age, and her sister was on JV, but we were all like cool. So Ashara was not in this group of girls, but it was another group of girls in Ashara's grade that was on the team with us, and I think they were jealous, honestly, because we never really did nothing to them besides not listening to them, because they were just really bossy, and I was trying to tell us what to do, and I was talking about us, trying to get us in trouble, and like all this other stuff. So the captain at the time was this girl. I did not like her. To this day, I can't stand her. Well, I don't have nothing against her now, but I think it's quite funny how she blew up like her mama. But anyway, that's not. So she used to always just like say stuff to me, try to get me in trouble, whatever. It was just always an issue, And which is also funny because her mother at the time was my little brother's math teacher, I think. And so he was always getting in trouble in his mama class, and then I was dealing with her daughter at my school, getting in trouble with her. So it was just like always a issue when it came to her and her mother. So in high school, I was in a lot of clubs and stuff. I was in step team, I was in student council, I was in buzzer club. Like, I was in like all this stuff because I just did not want to go home, because like I said, like, I was going through a lot of stuff at home, so I was always in clubs and stuff, so I didn't have to go home. So it was one particular, so let's go back. Me and the captain didn't get along. I was always going off on her, always popping off. And I remember being at a football game, and we were cheering on the sidelines, and she said something really like rude to me, like snappy. And I told the coach, I said, "Coach," and I didn't like the coach at the time. I was like, "Coach, please get your captain. Like, get your captain." And it was so funny because it got to the point where I was like loud, like everybody was like, "Keandra, calm down, calm down." I was like, "Nah, because she don't know me, blah, blah." And I'm not like a ghetto person, but I don't like being disrespected. And so we got into it at that football game or whatever, to the point where my aunt, the school we were playing for, my aunt was the principal at. So she sat on the home side because she was sitting with my family, but even though she was the principal for the team we were playing, if that makes any sense. she had to come from the stands and they had to get me and sit me in the stands. I had to sit out for like a quarter because I was so hot. Like I wanted to fight her. Like that's how mad. I don't, to this day, I don't understand. I don't know what she said to me that got me that hot. But like I said, I was going through a lot at home. So like anything was a trigger for me. And so anyway, she said something to me and I was like, bro, get your captain. And I really wanted to fight her. So that was like probably strike one with my coach. Strike two was, we was at practice. I don't even remember what strike two was. I just remember like there's always getting in trouble for little bitty stuff. I remember we can go somewhere. Oh, Keandra and so they went this way and they're supposed to be over here. Go run. Or Keandra did this, this, and this. Y'all go run. Or y'all do push-ups. Demerit. We used to get demerits for everything until it became a joke. And I think that got back to our coach too, that we were making fun of it or whatever. So then, strike two was, so our coach was actually a counselor. So she brought me and the captain into an office to try to hash out our differences or whatever. And I was just like, I don't like her. I don't want to be her friend. She about to graduate. Like, why are we in here? And like the girl started crying and shit. And she was like, I don't understand why you just don't like me. And I was like, because I don't. Like, I was just being like really, really rude about it. But I really just didn't like her because she was always been mean to me like since day one. I met her when I was little, actually. Me and the girl and the captain, we actually go way, way back. We live in a small town, so everybody knows everybody. I was in like this choir with her. I was the only little black girl in the choir because my dad does music. I was the only little black girl in the choir, and she had like an older sister who was so nice. And I was cool with her older sister, but me and that girl just did not like each other. Like I don't know if she was jealous because I could sing better than her or what. But it like transpired to high school when I started cheering with her, and she was like a way better cheerleader than me, but she just did not like me. So I don't know why she didn't like me. I really don't care at this point because right after she graduated, she got big as a house, and I still got my cheerleading figure. So anyway, but so yeah, so strike two was when we was in the counselor's office and we were trying to hash out our differences, and I just didn't want to be her friend. Like I just really didn't care. Like I was just over it. So strike three was we had a basketball game we were cheering at. And during halftime, I told you I was on step team. I had to go and change clothes to get into my step outfit, I guess. And so my mom was calling me, trying to see what time to pick me up. My mom never went to any of my games. She would just come and pick me up after the game was over. And we had went into overtime at this point. So, we didn't go to overtime, but the game was lasting longer than normal. So she's calling me, so I answered the phone, and the captain's mom went and told my coach that I was on my phone during the game. Number one, it's freaking halftime. Number two, mind your business. Number three, it was an emergency because my mom was looking for me. But she went, and it wasn't during no game. Like I really wasn't even cheerleader, even cheering at that point of the game anyway. I was on the step team, so why are you my business? So that happened, and so then I got a demerit for that, and that was like a strike three or whatever. So then I get a call. I think I get a note to go to the athletic director's office, and so I'm sitting in the office, and he's like, your cheerleading coach has been telling me a lot of things about you and how you've just been disrespectful and you don't like any of your teammates and you're blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting here like, you ain't got nothing else to do. Don't you run a whole football team? Like, why are you worried about what this one cheerleader is doing? Like she had to go like through hoops to go and try to get me suspended. I feel like I was probably the first cheerleader in history to get suspended because I ain't never heard nobody getting suspended like that before. Like it wasn't for grades. It was because I didn't fucking like the captain. And to this day, I still don't like that bitch. So I was just like, okay. So I was pissed. Like, you know how you be pissed and so you start crying or whatever? So I come out the office and I'm crying and I'm pissed. And like, apparently everybody knew I got suspended. Like, it was like school news. I didn't have to tell nobody. Because when I came out, it was like a whole bunch of football players just outside waiting. And they was like, Keandra, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you're the best cheerleader out there. They just mad because you fine and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, man, nah, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this shit no more, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so what ended up happening is I had to still go to the games and stuff and support them, but I couldn't cheer. That was fine to me. Like, I still got to go to away games. They still had to feed me, and I didn't have to do none of the work. So I guess when they caught on, they figured out that that really wasn't a punishment. Cause I was like suspended for like 3 weeks, but I still had to go to practice. I still like it was still fun to me because I was still there, but I didn't have to do nothing. What kind of punishment is that? So I was still going to away games. I was still having fun or whatever, sitting on the sidelines. People were like, "Oh, Keandra, why aren't you cheering? Are you injured?" Nah, I got suspended. They was like, "What? People do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, they do that." So that was kind of embarrassing when people kept asking me like, "Why wasn't I cheering?" But like I said, I still got fed. I still got to go to the games and stuff. So eventually they caught on, and it was like, this really not a punishment. So they stopped letting me go to games. It was like the last week of my suspension, and I missed like 2 away games. They wouldn't let me go. And I was like, whatever. So then after that, I was back on, and I was cheering or whatever. And then after that, they just started suspending like cheerleaders for stupid stuff. Like I know we had one set of twins. They did sports and cheer. So they was like, "Oh, you missed too many practices, so you're suspended." And then like after that, everybody started getting suspended for like stupid stuff. Like it was dumb. But I'm pretty sure I was like probably one of the first ones to get suspended, because that was just crazy. And like to this day, I still laugh back at it because it was so dumb. So fast forward, it's time for the next year. So it's like time to try out again for cheerleading. So I guess this is like my junior year. That same coach who didn't like me, we had to get like teacher evaluations, coach evaluations, and then it was based on our grades. And then those scores were added to your tryout score or whatever. And I didn't make it based on my coach evaluation. My teacher evaluations were good. My tryout scores was good, but my coach evaluation, she ripped it to shreds. Like it was paragraphs upon paragraphs about how disrespectful I was, how horrible person I was. And then she even got the JV coach to lie on it and say how she didn't like me either, when the JV coach was actually my English teacher, and we had a great relationship. So to this day, I don't understand why she even lied on that paper and then signed off on it, but whatever. So this was all in cahoots to try to get me off the team. And so basically they did this to a lot of people. It wasn't just me. So what happened was my mom had to go up to the school and ask them like, why didn't I get put on the team, blah, blah. So she got all my scores back. All my scores was good. They were 90. 96 was the lowest score I got. It was 3 judges. The highest you can get is 100. The lowest score I had was 96. I looked at all my other friends who made the team. They had 80s, 70s, but they on the team though. So looking through my teacher evaluations, all of those are good because I'm not bad in class. I was only bad at cheerleading because of that one girl I didn't like. Looked at my coach evaluation sheet, paragraphs about how horrible I am, how disrespectful I am, blah, blah. So fast forward, one girl, she didn't, her and her sister tried out, and her sister didn't make it. So she made it, and her sister didn't. She was like, "Keandra, I'm going to give up my spot so you can have it." And I was like, well, that's not how it really works. It goes to the person who has the next highest score. And there was a lot of girls who didn't make cheerleading. So it went to whoever had the next highest score. And when the other girl quit, they called me in, and I got put back on the team, and then that coach actually ended up getting fired. So you see how God works. That was her karma. But yeah, so all in all, they tried to, stop me from being on the team, but I ended up getting on the team anyway, by the grace of God and my friend who had quit, so I can get on the team. And they ended up going to another school, and both of them made that cheerleading team, so it all worked out. But yeah, like cheering, girl, I can't believe I got suspended. Like it was over some little petty stuff, and like to this day, like I said, I still don't like that girl. I still don't care for her. She's still big as a house, and that's her karma for being a bitch. Like I just, because like I was a little sophomore. I didn't, like, who picks fights with underclassmen? Like, she was just very miserable for no reason. And now she's big and miserable. So now she got a reason, I guess. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope it wasn't too petty. I know I'm petty. I don't care. I still feel that way. It's been like 10 years. It's not 10 years. 10 years? It's been like almost 10 years. And I'm still mad over that. But yeah. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Until next time. Bye, guys.